Hi, it's me, Virge, with my new friend Topsy. And we are here tonight on the full moon in Scorpio. Full moon eclipse, which is all about letting go. Letting go and shedding that which no longer serves us. And actually, it was the full moon in Scorpio a year ago that I sort of officially left for the wild way home in my van. And so a lot has happened in a year. And what I wanted to talk to you about tonight was a video that I watched today that my dear friend Nabil sent me, and which I will link to down below, with a woman named Susan Cain and Tim Ferris. And what Susan Cain is talking about in this video, one of the things that she's talking about that I really related to, and I think is very connected to what I'm experiencing on this full moon in Scorpio. One of the things that she talked about was this idea of bittersweetness, and this idea that it is the full spectrum of emotions and being truthful about that which makes us human. And so I know some of you saw my last video on Will You Meet Me on the Verge and said, oh, it's so good to see you doing so awesome and no more tears and all these things. And while I do say that I have reached a new verge of being and perhaps crossed a threshold, I also say that there will be more tears, because tears and sadness and the full spectrum of emotions and being honest about those and loving every single emotion, that is what makes us human. And so I will be crying sometimes, as I do in my video, Acceptance is the Medicine That We Give Each Other, which I know moved many of you, and in which I was very sad and struggling, and also very, very real. And it's important. It's important for us to be real about all aspects of the human experience, as well as the horse experience, for that matter. For instance, you know, Topsy isn't too worried right now, but she's in a new situation, being asked to just stand out here with me. And so it's not all perfect. Sometimes it's finding that groundedness within the restlessness. Sometimes it's going through the tears that take us to smiles. And one of the things in the video today that really touched me, which again, I really recommend listening to this talk, you guys, with Tim Ferris and Susan Cain, was them talking about how so much of what we experience here on this earth is this sense of longing. The sense of longing to go back to our divine roots, this sense of longing to be complete, this sense of longing that Glennon Doyle puts in the words, wasn't life supposed to be more beautiful than this? Didn't we come from some state of wholeness, some state of perfection that was so complete and so peaceful, and that no matter what we do here in the Earth School, we can only touch on momentarily? But so much of what reminds us of that beauty is the sense of longing. And I'm going to link down below for you guys to a blog that I actually wrote when I was living in Oaxaca, Mexico this year, about longing, and how it's longing that I'm in love with rather than any of the things that I long for. And watch out, Topsy. That longing that pushes me towards that remembrance that there is something more. There is something more. That longing to, as the Sufis often put it, be reunited with the beloved. And also, just speaking of my blog quickly, I am going to link to my blog in general down below as well, because I've started publishing pieces from the Wild Way Home. I'm going to publish it piece by piece, voice memo by voice memo, poem by poem, essay by essay, true story by true story, dream by dream, on my blog. before I publish The Wild Way Home in book form, and so I'd love you to come along with me. And I was inspired to make this video because this idea of longing is something that I've been thinking a lot about, and I feel like it really links into the full moon eclipse in Scorpio right now as far as letting go of things. Because, to be honest, there's someone, and perhaps many people, but someone who's been coming up a lot lately who I long for. And I long to know, will it work out between us again? I long for so many things that we shared together. I long for a future that we've never had and may never have. And while there's so much to be said about letting go, I realized today, maybe it's not specifically about that person and me wanting to hurry through the cycles of grieving and just grow and let go and just be over it and realize that I'm whole by myself and come to this wholeness in myself. Maybe that is just one way that I feel that longing back towards wholeness that gives me this sort of bittersweetness, this sort of melancholy that reminds me that as long as we're here on earth, we'll be longing for where we came from and where we will return to. But maybe you know how I feel. Maybe you know what it's like to long for a past lover, or a lover that you've never had, a lover that you may or may not have again. Maybe you push yourself to just let go and be happy and be whole now, as I do. And maybe we can be, look at, I mean, sometimes you can't let go. Hang on, I gotta get her leg. Topsail. Okay. Sometimes you can't let go. Because it's not time yet. And there's so much to be said about this in a therapeutic sort of way. But I'm coming at it from more of a Sufism kind of way, because maybe this person who I sort of berate myself, oh, there's a dragonfly flying up above going to my right. Maybe this person who I feel so frustrated about, who I feel, why can't I just get over? And why can't I just realize it's over? And why do I keep wondering? And why do I have all these dreams where I'm searching for them? All these dreams where I can't find them, or where I do find them, but we don't make that connection. Like, it's that longing for connection and that understanding again. And perhaps instead of me feeling like I need to just get over it and move on and be whole, perhaps I can realize that this is a person that helps me activate the state of longing, which is maybe one of the most human feelings of all, that we all share, and that I just wanted to share with you because I think there's something powerful in us talking about the truth. As much as I do feel that I've become so much more whole and that I know I'm good in myself, yes, I long for that partnership. I long for my beloved. And right now, it takes the form of missing someone very specific who I've loved very, very much. And so maybe for me, the Scorpio full moon eclipse really isn't so much about letting go of him. Maybe it's about letting go of feeling like there will ever be a time on earth when I'm not longing. And maybe it's about fully accepting and embracing my longing the same way that I've fully accepted and embraced every single other emotion in ways that I never have during this past year. Anyway, Topsy's ready to go. I wanted you guys to meet her. That's good. She's relaxing now that I'm done with the video. That's how it goes. And maybe as soon as I'm willing to be in love with my longing, that which I long for will come to me. And then I'll just learn to long for something else. Or maybe this will be something that I can long for my whole life long. All right. I love you. I'd love to hear what you're longing for. And I just want you to know I'm not about pretending to be perfect or happy or completely whole. I'm about the process that we came here to cycle through together and to share every single part of it. I'm still in process. I don't know about you. And as much as I long to be home, that longing is exactly what reminds me of the home that I come from and the home where I'm going to. All right, Topsy, say your goodbyes. Please say your goodbyes. Come here. Come here.